Okay, my friends, a couple days ago I posted a picture on Facebook of my right foot and something that had happened to it a few years back and asked you if you could guess what it was. And today I'm going to tell you about it a little bit if you don't mind. Uh, it was around December of 2009 that, I guess I'm lazy, I don't know, but I had gotten to where when we did our Christmas tree, I would, instead of taking all those lights off of it and everything, I just take it downstairs into the basement, cover it up with plastic, and put it in a good, safe place. And boy, next year when I could bring it back up and clean it off a little bit and get it ready to go, dust it off and get it ready to go, and it was a whole lot less trouble. So that particular year, Kathy started wanting to bring it up. So around, I guess it was the first couple of weeks in December, about the time that we were going to put it up, I started up the steps with it of the basement and started up with the top of it to begin with. And I got about halfway up those steps, and I thought, I need to turn this thing around. I believe it'd go up these steps a whole lot better, if I went by the bottom and had the top behind me. So I turned around, or I started back down the steps backwards, and I stepped off the steps and went about about 8 foot down, and put my right foot down to catch myself. And when I did, I felt, a pretty good jar in my right leg. And evidently when I fell, it must have kind of addled me or something, because it may have even knocked me out. And Kathy heard me when I hit, and she come to the basement steps and hollered. Now, she told me this later, because I don't think I heard her do it, but she hollered, "Oh my God, he's killed himself." And she called my son-in-law, who lived here close, and he come running, and he helped me get up and raise up. And I was real hesitant about getting up, because I thought at least I had broke my right leg. But he helped me get up the steps and get straightened out a little bit. And I'm going to have some pictures of what that ankle looked like in the next couple days of what happened to it. But the purpose of my story is to tell you a couple things about it. I thought at first that it was just a bad sprain in my right foot. Went to the doctor. We were kind of waiting on the swelling to go down, and finally ended up at Bone and Joint over there and had a doctor look at it. And he said, looks like you have not torn, but you've ruptured your right Achilles tendon. And I think everybody knows what that is. It's the tendon. A tendon's that particular tendon's about as big around as the end of your finger there, and it attaches the muscle of your calf to your heel. And he said, "Don," said, "you have waited so long on this, and I'm a little bit leery that we're going to be able to put this back together and get it back where I can sew it back together and reattach it." And I said, "Well, come on, Doc." I said, what if I don't have it done? What if I just don't have the surgery and just leave it like it is?" He said, "Well," said you can do that, said, and some people do, but said you won't be able to really use that leg quite the way that you would like to. Your right calf muscle, you can't do toe raises or anything like that. You're gonna have trouble, coming up steps and any kind of steps for the rest of your life. And I said, "Is there any way you can reattach that?" He said, "I think I can." And I said, "Let's do it." I said, "I don't want to be, I don't want to be held back by that right leg for the rest of my life." So he went in there and did the surgery and did pull it back together. It was tight. I mean, it was banjo string tight. But this surgeon was amazing at Bone and Joint. I won't name who he was, but he was just amazing. So I've got all the respect in the world for him. He did a fantastic job. Before they did the surgery, I think they put a small cast on it, and then after, and of course removed that, did the surgery, and then they gave me, my insurance paid for a boot, and a really nice boot to put on there. I think you could pump it up and everything else, and to take care of it. But I wore that boot around here for a long time. But I ended up, I'm going to say that injury, it probably kept me messed up for about 5 or 6 months. I had to go to rehab, our rehab here in Russell, over here by KFC, Oh, they are amazing people. I mean, amazing people to help you to regain your ability that you lost when you do have an injury or something like that. Can't recommend them any more highly than I do. They are just amazing people. I warn you about this because tendons, I guess as we get older, because I think I tore my left tendon on my left foot when I was a kid, but I just tore it and I limped around with it for many years. I may be genetically susceptible to that. I don't know, because of my makeup, my body makeup or something. I don't know, but I sure ruptured that right one, and a rupture is not like a tear. It's a rupture is terrible. It's a terrible thing to deal with. One of the things you can do, I've heard, and I've done that since then, is you can kind of lean up against the wall and stretch that tendon a little bit. Don't bounce it, but stretch it real slowly before you're going to do any kind of activity. And I recommend you do that. Do stretching and stuff, and that'll help you some. And maybe you'll keep from having that kind of injury. But be careful going up and down steps, folks. They can be tough on you. And I sure stepped off that one backwards and sure messed up that right foot for a long time. We got a bee flying around here. I apologize for that. But that's what happened with that. Another funny story I had about those steps, and I'll tell you right quick, is when we first moved into this house, I had a garage door down there where I could pull a lawnmower up in there. I had a Murray mower that I let get away from me one time and tore down those basement steps. I had to rebuild them, and that's when I rebuilt them. I put a landing down, about 3/4 of the way down, and then really rebuilt those steps tremendously well. And they've been holding, almost 50 years now, so they've been holding pretty good. But you just got to be careful on steps. Pay attention to what you're doing all the time, not just when you're walking up and down steps, but pay attention to what you're doing all the time. Don't let your attention go to other things, especially when you're driving, my friend. But that's an amazing story. I'm going to tell you about a few more that I've gone through in my lifetime. I hope you enjoyed that, but that's something that happened to me, and a lot of people deal with Achilles tendons. They're something that's absolutely vital to us. God bless you. I hope you have a great day. Please, if you like this video, I'm not telling you to like it, but if you like it, press like. Comment on it. I'd love to hear what you got to say. I'd love to have your ideas on what you want to hear about. Would you rather have the animal videos, me talking? Would you rather hear stories? And share these videos with your friends so that other people will get to hear them. God bless you, and you have a great Thursday. Bye-bye.